The company behind the stolen cables and valuable equipment belonging to the electricity company of Ghana, ECG, has finally been exposed, and what they did to these missing items will leave you speechless. This shocking discovery has uncovered a dark and disturbing truth that goes far beyond missing containers. While millions of Ghanaians are left in darkness, struggling with constant power cuts, someone was quietly profiting from the very equipment meant to solve these problems. In this video, we unravel a web of corruption, betrayal, and greed at the highest levels, where national assets meant to bring light and hope were secretly diverted, tampered with, and almost lost forever. How did this happen under the noses of those in power? Who looked the other way? And why is no one being held accountable? Stay with us as we dig deeper into one of the biggest scandals threatening the future of Ghana's energy sector. Imagine living in a country called Ghana, a place so rich in culture, history, and natural resources, yet drowning in suffering and poverty, not because of natural disasters or war, but because of the very people chosen to lead and protect it. The ones wearing suits, giving speeches, and smiling on television, these same people are the ones slowly, shamelessly, and deliberately draining the life out of the country. Every stolen city, every misplaced container, every shady deal, it's like a knife being driven deeper into the heart of the nation. And now, the unthinkable has happened. Over 1,300 containers filled with vital electrical equipment simply vanished, gone, disappeared into thin air. Can anyone truly believe this happened without someone powerful behind it? They want us to believe this is some mysterious error, that it's a logistical issue, that it's just a few bad apples. But how do over 1,300 massive containers loaded with transformers and cables, equipment bought with taxpayer money, go missing from one of the most monitored ports in West Africa? These are not sacks of gari or boxes of tomatoes. These are heavy-duty government containers, the backbone of the country's electricity infrastructure. And somehow nobody knows where they went? This is not just a story about missing goods. This is a betrayal of unimaginable proportions. People in villages and cities suffer daily. Lights off, machines shut down, children sweating in dark classrooms, hospitals turning away patients because of power cuts. And while the ordinary Ghanaian struggles in the dark, someone, somewhere, is living luxuriously off the proceeds of these stolen containers. Do they sleep peacefully at night? Do they hear the cries of the people? When the electricity company of Ghana first said they had over 2,400 containers at the Tema port, nobody blinked. But when an independent committee started digging, the truth began to crawl out. Only about 1,134 could be found. That means over 1,357 containers had vanished without explanation. Who benefits from this disappearance? Who is trying to cover their tracks? It's laughable. No, it's insulting to suggest that something of this magnitude could happen without the top bosses knowing. You can't even withdraw a small amount from a company account without layers of approval. But now, we're supposed to believe that thousands of containers were moved from a secured port without anyone in upper management knowing, without ECG, customs, port authorities, and security officers being aware. It's a coordinated operation, a web of deceit stretching across institutions and into political offices. Containers don't walk out of ports. They don't evaporate into the air. They are cleared with signatures. They are transported with trucks and waybills. They are received and stored in warehouses. These are heavy, traceable, valuable items. And now we're told they are missing, as if they were pieces of paper blown away by the wind. And then comes the discovery. Some of the missing containers were found hidden in a warehouse in Pong. The owner, a Chinese businessman, and the company name is Punlock Company Limited that deals in aluminum and scrap materials. He says he bought them legally last year. These containers, packed with Ghana's electrical equipment, were being dismantled, cut into pieces, wires stripped, Copper melted, some turned into powder for export. Just pause and imagine that. Equipment meant to bring light to the people of Ghana being turned into powder and sold abroad like junk metal. How did he get them? Who sold them to him? Who told him they were for sale? It was no accident. He didn't stumble upon a container yard and decide to help himself. He was led there, he was guided, and he was protected. And behind that protection are the shadows of powerful politicians and greedy officials. Because without their help, there's no way a foreigner would have access to such government property. The same officials who make speeches about patriotism and nation building are the ones tearing this country apart behind closed doors. The financial cost of this scandal is staggering. Ghana is already grappling with power outages, energy crises, and mounting national debt. The value of the stolen equipment is estimated to be in the billions of Ghana cedis, and that's without accounting for the ripple effects: projects delayed, communities left in darkness, foreign investors deterred by the chaos. It's not just about stolen goods, it's about stolen futures. In response to this scandal, the new Minister for Energy and Green Transition, John Abdullahi Jinapor, announced a criminal investigation. He promised to restructure ECG's procurement processes and hold those responsible accountable. Politically, the situation is just as dire. Former Deputy Minister of Energy, Collins Adomako Mensah, and others have called for a deeper, more transparent investigation. But the people are skeptical. The Ghanaian public has seen too many investigations lead nowhere. Too many thieves turned into heroes, too many stolen millions forgotten after a few news cycles. The most logical question becomes, could these containers have disappeared without the knowledge, or at least the complicity, of those in charge of ECG and other relevant government institutions? Is it possible that lawyer Samuel Dubik Mahama, the former ECG boss, was completely unaware of such a massive loss under his watch? More than a dozen people have been arrested. But will anything come of it? Or are they just the sacrificial lambs, the small fishes thrown under the bus, while the real masterminds hide behind their titles and connections? History has shown us that in Ghana, those who steal little are punished, but those who steal big are celebrated. They are shielded by expensive lawyers. They are praised for contributions and paraded as business geniuses. They loot the nation and sell back the stolen goods to the same government they stole from. It's a never-ending cycle of daylight robbery. What hurts the most is the arrogance with which these crimes are committed. They don't even hide it anymore. They know that once the heat dies down, they'll be fine. They know the law doesn't apply to them. They know public outrage is like a matchstick, bright for a moment and gone the next. And so they keep stealing, they keep looting, while the rest of the country collapses into chaos and hopelessness. This isn't just about corruption. It's about wickedness. It's about watching your own people starve, your own cities fall into darkness, and still having the guts to steal what little is left. It's about selfishness so deep, so rotten, that even in a country already struggling, they want more. More for themselves, more for their families, and nothing for the rest of us. We are told that reforms will be made, that procurement systems will be improved, that investigations are ongoing. But how many times have we heard this before? How many scandals have come and gone? How many millions have disappeared with no one held accountable? It's a script we've all memorized. The press conference, the arrests, the silence, the forgetting. Meanwhile, the people suffer. The streets are dark. The markets are filled with frustration. The youth are unemployed and angry. The hospitals lack power. Businesses are collapsing. And in all of this, a few individuals are getting rich off national suffering. And yet, they call this democracy. But what kind of democracy rewards thieves and punishes the poor? What kind of system protects criminals with titles but imprisons the desperate? Ghana's democracy, if this continues, will only serve the few who know how to manipulate it. The rest of the people will keep bleeding, while those in power raise champagne glasses behind closed doors. The youths are watching. They are angry. They are tired of hashtags and empty promises. One day the anger will boil over. It will spill into the streets, into parliament, into every corner where corruption hides. And when that day comes, no amount of bodyguards or luxury cars will be able to protect those who brought the nation to its knees. These missing containers are not just about power cables. They are a symbol of betrayal, a symbol of everything that is wrong with the leadership of this country. They represent the darkness, not only in our streets, but in our governance, in our institutions, and in our hearts. Ghana deserves better. The people deserve better. And if nothing changes, if those responsible are not named, shamed, and jailed, then the people must act. The people must rise, not in violence, but in truth, in unity, and in the firm demand for justice. The stolen containers may never be fully recovered. But the truth must be, the justice must be, and the voice of the people must never be silenced again. This is the time to speak, the time to shout, the time to demand, because if we don't, then we are no different from the thieves who have stolen not just containers, but our future. If you believe in truth, accountability, and justice, then now is the time to stand with us. Subscribe to Ghana AI News and join the movement that refuses to be quiet in the face of corruption. This is not just a news platform. This is a voice for the voiceless, a light in the darkness, and a call to action for every Ghanaian who is tired of being deceived. This is Ghana AI News. We will not rest. We will not be silenced. We are the voice of the people.